Hello everyone, I'm Heather. I'm back for a quick chat. I am on my lunch break and I am eating this enormous bowl of leftover vegan coleslaw that my husband made yesterday to accompany burgers. You would think that I probably will not eat this whole bowl because, like, how much cabbage can you actually eat? But the truth is, I will probably eat this whole thing. Also, I am drinking mulled wine. 'Cause 'tis the season for a lunchtime booze, am I right? Oh! It's so warm. Warm and comforting and Christmassy. This is my favorite Christmas thing, mulled wine. Seriously. And, okay, like I will say, it's not fully vegan. I feel bad about it. I believe I did get drunk last year and send them a strongly worded email. But, you know, like, it's not their job to make things vegan so that I can have them, but I'm really annoyed at them. It's not like the wine itself has animal byproduct in it. It's like how it's made or something, like it's filtered through gelatin or something like this. So I'm sad about it, and I may send them another email, but I am also gonna drink this. Don't look at me, I'm disgusting. It's this one. Do you know this one? Christkindl Glühwein. So this one's from Nuremberg, Germany, where I was born, okay? And I remember them importing this to America to the PX. Like, cause I used to, like, my dad was in the army, and he used to go to, like, the army bases all the time. And then, like, the store, the PX store, used to import this stuff when I was a kid. And I don't know how long they've been making this exact kind, but I think it is at least since I was born 34 years ago. Because my dad saw it there and was like, holy shit, this is the stuff from Germany. Like, he knew it then, you know, in 87 when I was born. But seeing it now in little for the last couple of years, I have not been able to resist. Alright, sorry for the tangent. I do have actual books to discuss. My non-fiction November is going very well. Since we last spoke, I believe I have finished 2 non-fiction November books. Also the 90s book club book from last month. So people have moved on, but I now am just now able to join them on this side of the book pick. And then also I'm in the middle of 2, so we'll just chat lately. Okay, so the first one I finished is Yearbook by Seth Rogen, and I absolutely loved it. It was so funny. Seth Rogen as dude is fucking hilarious. He's super witty and clever, you know, like snappy humor, but also like a genuinely good guy, you know, like really kind and empathetic, you know. So he's from Vancouver, which I would say, like, my city, Seattle. I feel like Seattle and Vancouver are like sister cities, right? Like they're close together. They have similar weather, similar culture. Like already, I feel like a close connection, okay, to this son of Vancouver. But like reading his book has just been like a non-stop laugh. Like he told a story about trying to score drugs off a guy on a nude beach, and the drug dealer had nothing but a fanny pack on, and his like little weenus was sticking out through the fanny pack, and he was like trying to focus on the eyeballs, you know. He's like I would like some drugs, and like try not to like look at the weenus, just sort of like hanging out below. Like he also tells a story about like he was on an airplane. Like before going on the airplane, he ate this ridiculously spicy like Whopper or something. Like it's the extra spicy like demon Whopper or something. And like he ate it in the morning for breakfast. He was like, I didn't want to, but I just like as soon as I saw it, like I had to have it. And I think he was high as well, like he had too much weed or something. And basically on the plane, he fell asleep, started drooling and getting really hot. And so the flight attendant sort of wakes him up and she's like, don't panic, sir, you've just had a seizure. And he's like, oh shit, have I had a seizure? And then like the lady's talking to her, whatever. And she leaves, and he says to the person next to him, who's like really quiet, he's like, do you think I've had a seizure? And the person next to him's like, nah, man, I think like you're just really high and you've had like a really spicy food and you're just sweating quite a lot. He's like, yeah, I don't think I've had a seizure either. So like everyone's making a huge deal of it, and then they like deplane him first, you know, with like paramedics and everything. They're like, we're gonna go straight to the hospital, but then he just legs it. He's like, I don't need to go to the hospital. I've just had too much spicy food. Anyway, like, I don't tell it as well as him. You should read the book or get the audiobook. I've heard the audiobook is also really good. Anyway, that was a laugh and a half and fully cheered me up in this like dreary freezing cold November. Okay, next one I finished is also a memoir by a comedian, but it was like less comedian-y, you know, like less like laugh, and more like, you know, serious chats about stuff with like funny commentary, you know, like how a funny person would talk about tragedy. And that is Yes Please by Amy Poehler. Like, I fucking love Amy Poehler as well. I feel like she is also witty, snappy, hilarious, and a good person generally. So I think because I read this one directly after Seth Rogen's one, I was expecting it to be a laugh. And I think that might have dampened the experience for me slightly. Like if I had read it after a book that wasn't as funny and I wasn't expecting it to be constantly funny, I think I'd have enjoyed it more. Because she does talk about like quite serious stuff, like, you know, her kids and her family and her divorce and like everything like that, and like how she feels about her career, like in quite sort of like serious things, you know. But it is also super funny. Like, there's like a chapter on drug use in this one as well, and it's hilarious. It's fucking hilarious. Like this bit here where she's like, lessons I learned on mushrooms. She's also got a bit where she's sort of talking about her kids and like conversations she's had with them. And one of her boys is sort of like talking to her about weenuses, and she's like, then I was tempted to tell the joke that would scar him for life, but I didn't. I feel like that all the time with my kid. I think if I make a joke about this right now, it will cause her emotional scarring. So I won't. I think like the absolute funniest chapter is like the very end chapter where she's on about like hating technology but being really stuck to it. Anyway. I feel like I cannot explain it properly, but I did find it hilarious. And also, the pictures and everything are quite lovely and wonderful. There's a picture in here somewhere of her with Justin Timberlake, which is hilarious. I'll just leave it there. Yeah, 4 out of 5 stars. Would recommend. Okay. Cocaine Nights by J.G. Ballard. This is Sean and Brett's 90s book club pick for the last 2 months that they have all finished and moved on. And I was still reading. But I'm pretty sure I love the crap out of this. Like, I do agree with everyone saying it was a bit long, because I feel like we were sort of somewhere around maybe here when it started actually sort of happening, things going on, you know, and moving forward. But basically, the idea is there is an English guy and he gets a phone call from the club in Spain where his brother's like the manager or like the bartender or whatever. They said, your brother's in jail in Spain. You have to come quickly. So he goes and he's like, oh, I'll sort this out. Like, I'll get him out straight away. He's like the big brother type, do you know what I mean? Then he finds out that his brother actually like pleaded guilty to killing 5 people, and he was like, holy shit, this is gonna take more work. I better like do some investigating. Like, he can't possibly have killed 5 people. Like, why would he say that he's done that? Is he covering for someone else? Like, I need to go deep into the underbelly of this like leisure club in Spain and see what's happened. And like what he uncovers is pretty nuts, do you know what I mean? So, like, I guess it's sort of part thriller, part mystery, but also I think there's like a near future dystopia element, you know? So it's like psychological. I don't know. But I did fully enjoy it. I enjoyed like the ending. Also, I love a good like 90s like hedonist cult. Me, you know? Probably because like on a personal level, like this is as wild as I get, you know? Like I need to read about other people doing it in order to like live vicariously through them. Anyway, I fully enjoyed that. 4 out of 5 stars. Also, I think J.G. Ballard is really good. Like maybe a bit weird and brilliant, which I'm for. So I think the next one of his that I'll read is High Rise, or like, I think it's called High Rise. Like I have it in my house. And someone in another book club that I was in said that we should read it for that book club. Like he was really into it. So I'll probably read that one next. And then at some point, I will probably tackle the one that he wrote about, like the nuclear explosion in Japan. Which one's that? Empire of the Sun or something, which I feel will be super grim. But I do also have that one. I just am waiting for the right mental space to allow for it. Anyway. Okay, so the ones that I'm in the middle of at the minute. First one, Atlas of Extinct Countries, which I'm fully enjoying. Like, I have abandoned it for now, for better things, but I will come back to it because it is super good. The idea, like, it's a bit sort of like extra cutesy funny. Like, the author's like trying too hard to be like, you know, like witty, like cutesy funny. But I don't think it's distracting too much. Like, I'm enjoying it still. And the facts that are in it are super interesting. It's just a bunch of sort of places that are no longer countries, you know? One of them is the Islands of Refreshment. So, like, it's Tristan da Cunha now. I think it's in some sort of, like, archipelago sort of island grouping with, like, Ascension Island and, like, one other. But it's a British overseas territory now. And it was sort of, like, first of all, this guy in the 19th century sort of, like, made it his own country, sort of landed there, and he made up, like, his own country called the Islands of Refreshment. They set it up as like a sort of like a service station or like a gas station in the middle of the ocean for ships to stop at and like get food and entertainment or whatever. But because it's on the way to nowhere and in the middle of nowhere, he didn't get a lot of business, I guess. He sort of like gratefully gave it to the British when they came to sort of take it over as a naval base. Like, the reason they wanted it as a naval base because they were super worried that it's too close to St. Helena, where Napoleon was exiled, and they were worried that it could be used as like a stop off to mount an escape for Napoleon, which is a weird thing to think. But since he did it once already, like, I guess, like, not so weird. Anyway, fully enjoying that one. I will get back to that one as soon as I finish. Are you ready? I have it. This is the newest installment. Oh, it's upside down. The newest installment in the Outlander series, the 9th book, and apparently not the last. The second to last book, apparently. I've been waiting for this for 7 years, okay? So much so that I had to, like, read, like, a quick, like, wiki summary of all the characters and everything that happened in the last one, just to remind me of what's happened. Anyway, I'm not very far in this book, despite getting it yesterday, because my family does not understand how much of my time needs to be devoted to this project. Like, I would like to trade them in for a less demanding and quieter model so that I can please finish this book. But God, like, look how fucking cute it is. Okay, look. These bees are gorgeous. Look at this gold. Look how gorgeous. And then also, look at this bitch. What? That's right. I'm in love with this book. I'm so excited that it's finally here, and I've been waiting for it for so long. But everything else has been put on the back burner. I'm not reading any of those other books now, okay? I'm hardly even doing work in a work day, okay? I'll just admit it. This is my life now until I finish it. Apparently the audiobook is 49 hours. So that's how much we're talking about of my time that will be devoted from now until I finish it. To this project. Okay, anyone else who is working their way through this monster right now, please let me know, okay? I feel like after we're done, we need to have a sit-down chat about how amazing we thought it was and what we think is going to happen in the last one. Oh my God, I'm so excited. Okay, I'm done talking about it. Kind of. Okay, also to say, next week is the beginning of Vlogmas. Has that come up and bit anyone else in the ass? For real though. Next week is literally December. Anyway, I have decided, it was an excruciating dilemma that I had. I have in the end decided to do Vlogmas again this year. Don't know actually how good it's going to be because I feel like last year's were boring. And then that was actually all my good stuff as well, all my best stuff. Like, I don't really have anything left to give you for this Vlogmas, but I'll do my best. I've decided it. It's happening. And I'm super excited to watch other Vlogmas ones. Please, if you're doing Vlogmas, let me know. And I will watch your things. Like, going to work in the freezing cold, coming back in the darkness, sitting down with a bit of mulled wine and watching random Vlogmas videos online. It's the ultimate Christmas season, okay? So I need this. Please, do this for me. Anyway, that being said, I have nothing left to say. If you have any comments at all for me, anything to say about Outlander, or Diana Gabaldon, or the new book, oh my god, or about the other ones, you know, or anything, how you're doing in your nonfiction November or whatever, please let me know. I will see you next time for Vlogmas. Okay, oh, happy Thanksgiving. Okay, bye.